Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're hunting for a new smartphone right now, you know the drill. The market is absolutely flooded, right? It's kind of overwhelming. But today, my goal is to cut straight through all that confusing tech jargon, skip the marketing fluff, and basically be your ultimate smartphone matchmaker. We're going to find your absolute perfect phone under 25,000 rupees right here in India for 2026. Let's get into it.
But first, just think about this for a sec. Why in the world do you think best phone under 25,000 rupees is literally the #1 trending tech search in India right now? I mean, it's actually beating out searches for those ultra-expensive, crazy flagship phones. So what exactly makes this specific price bracket so incredibly special right now?
Okay, let's dive into this. Check this out. Out of the 1.8 crore smartphones sold in India just recently in April 2026, a massive 31%, yeah, almost a third, fell exactly into this $20,000 to $30,000 band. This is literally the ultimate sweet spot. It's growing faster than any other segment because honestly, Indian professionals and students upgrading their devices are realizing something huge. This is exactly where you get flagship-level features without totally emptying your wallet.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're looking at 1. The $25,000 sweet spot, 2. Camera kings, 3. Power, gaming, and 5G, 4. Software, water, and reliability, 5. Smart buying factors, and finally, 6. Your perfect phone match.
All right, Section 1, the 25,000 rupees sweet spot. Let's look at why you really shouldn't be making compromises anymore.
Look, in 2026, a mid-range phone absolutely must give you reliable 5G, a buttery-smooth 120Hz AMOLED display, and a 5,000 mAh battery that easily gets you through a long Indian workday. For this explainer, we put 7 top contenders to the test, all hovering right around that 22,000 to 25,000 rupee mark. We've got everything in the mix here, from the Nothing Phone 2A plus to the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion. As we break these down, I want you to ask yourself directly, what kind of user are you? Because out of these 7, I promise you one of them is engineered perfectly for you.
Moving on to Section 2, Camera Kings. Let's shift our focus over to the photography champions out there.
Now what's really interesting here is that the Nothing Phone 2A Plus, coming in at 24,999 rupees, actually won our real-world overall camera test. We tested it at an outdoor family function in Gujarat, which, let me tell you, is the absolute hardest condition for budget cameras because of the crazy mixed sunlight and shade. In the past, Nothing Phone struggled a bit, right? But actually, scratch that. This model is a total game changer. It packs a 50 MP Sony sensor with optical image stabilization. It gave us these incredibly natural skin tones and handled the HDR beautifully without looking overly processed. It's the undisputed photography champion here, for sure.
But hey, we have to contrast that with the $22,999 Redmi Note 14 Pro. This phone takes a totally different approach. It boasts an absolutely insane 200 MP main sensor. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means you can crop a photo down to 25% of its original size and literally still see individual hair strands perfectly sharp. Plus, you get the segment's brightest curved AMOLED screen to view all those massive detailed photos on.
All right, Section 3, Power, Gaming, and 5G. Calling all heavy users, competitive gamers, and absolute speed chasers. Taking the absolute performance crown here is the 24,999 rupees Realme GT 6T. It's rocking the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 chip, which is hands down the fastest processor in this comparison. But honestly, what's truly mind-blowing is its 80W SuperVox charging. You can plug this thing in at a totally dead 0% and be fully juiced up at 100% in exactly 45 minutes. No way, right? It's an absolute lifesaver if you're a heavy user. However, let's contrast Realme's raw speed against the Poco X7. Now, the Realme is incredibly fast, yeah, but it does lack camera OIS. The Poco X7, on the other hand, comes in at a super aggressive 21,999 rupee and focuses entirely on gaming value. It includes a dedicated liquid cooling system, so it is not going to throttle on you during those intense Indian summer gaming sessions. If you're a heavy BGMI or Free Fire player looking for unbeatable price to performance, this is absolutely your device.
And this brilliantly illustrates that performance isn't just about gaming. We pulled data from real-world 5G testing in Ahmedabad to prove these speeds aren't just flashy marketing claims on paper. The iQOZ9s completely topped the charts with an incredible 312 Mbps download speed on Jio 5G. It was followed closely by the Nothing Phone at 267 Mbps. If you're someone who downloads huge files or streams 4K on the go, you know that speed difference is highly practical.
Section 4, Software, Water, and Reliability.
Let's move to the unsung heroes of smartphone satisfaction, because, let's face it, daily durability really matters.
Take a look at the $24,999 Samsung Galaxy A35 5G. It's got something incredibly rare at this price point, an official IP67 waterproofing rating. This means it can literally survive being submerged in a meter of water for a full 30 minutes. It is the only phone on our list that is genuinely guaranteed to survive the harsh reality of the Indian monsoon season or, an accidental drop in a puddle.
Now, if software purity is more your vibe, we gotta compare Motorola's clean Android experience against Samsung. The Motorola Edge 30 Fusion offers an incredibly color-accurate POLED 144Hz screen with virtually zero bloatware. It's so smooth. Meanwhile, Samsung gives you the solid Exynos 1380 chip and their super secure Knox system. Although it is worth noting that the Exynos chip can run just slightly warmer under heavy loads compared to Moto's setup.
Moving on to Section 5, Smart Buying Factors. Time to navigate the market smartly and talk about dodging some super common buying mistakes.
A lot of buyers make simple mistakes that completely ruin their phone experience right out of the box. For instance, when you buy a phone like the Redmi or Poco with MIUI, you absolutely must dedicate a 10-minute ritual on day one to dive into the settings and scrub out all that bloatware and ads. Do that and boom, you have a flagship experience. Skip it and it's just a daily annoyance. Which leads us to a classic buyer's dilemma, a question I hear literally all the time. Should I just wait, stretch my budget a bit further, and buy a $30,000 phone instead?
Well, I call this the 30,000 rupee trap. Honestly, it's absolute agony to spend an extra 5,000 rupees, which is a lot of hard-earned money, just to realize your shiny new phone is practically identical to the 25,000 rupee models we were just talking about. The data actually shows that a 25,000 rupee phone today gives you 95% of the performance of a 30,000 rupee phone. Unless you specifically, desperately need a high-end periscope zoom lens, just save your money. Buy a really good case and a screen protector instead.
And finally, Section 6, your perfect phone match. So the crucial point is, it's time to claim your device based on everything we've uncovered today.
Let's rapidly run through our specific category champions. The Nothing Phone 2A Plus takes best overall for its clean OS and superb main camera. The Redmi Note 14 Pro is your pick if you want that massive 5,500 mAh battery, which, by the way, literally left us with 26% charge at 10 p.m. during our testing and that crazy 200 MP detail. Samsung is for those who need true waterproofing and long-term reliability. Realme takes the crown for raw speed and blazing 80W charging. Poco is unmatched for gaming value thanks to that liquid cooling. IQO gives you those top-tier 5G speeds, and Moto, that's for the purists who just want a clean OS and a beautiful, color-accurate display.
This smartphone landscape in 2026 moves incredibly fast. And as you've seen, you definitely don't need to break the bank to get an incredible piece of tech in your pocket. But the real question I want to leave you with is this. Are you buying a phone for the person you are today or the power user you want to be tomorrow? The choice is completely in your hands. Be sure to head over to technews12.com to check out the very latest prices, read detailed spec comparisons, and grab those limited-time exchange offers. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy smartphone hunting!